welcome back. And we are seeing the drama overflow and the oceans just wash over us with the Groypers and Nick Fuentes, and I'm seeing new stuff with Dan Crenshaw. Now, maybe one day I'll be involved in that. I don't really care. I think in reality, there's enough people fighting over it, and we'll see what happens. But I want to address a certain nemesis of mine, of the truth, who put out a video regarding our previous debate back in September. And he called it a clarification, but it's really not a clarification if you listen to it. So I have been writing a response to this response, and I will be publishing it and this video at a convenient time. So it could be that some of the stuff I'm prefacing this with is not exactly up to date. So let me see here. We have Ryan Dawson complaining about things like that he didn't know it was a debate. He called it an ambush.
Say 11 and so on. So like a month ago or something, I was in some ambush debate. Halsey says, "Hey, I have a friend, going to be completely civil. He just wants to ask you some questions about the dancing Israelis." I said, fine. I was completely hungover because I forgot about the interview. And there was some party that night, and I get in, and it's like...
So the guy's saying, "Oh, I forgot about the interview." He knew it was not an interview. Halsey sent him the thumbnail, just like he sent to the rest of us. And it says right here, debate night, right? So we're not talking about something that was some sort of surprise for him. We have this image. This is the thumbnail. This is the one that Halsey published September 23rd, 2019. He sent the thumbnail to all of us, I believe, a day or two before, possibly even a week before. In fact, he sent us the message where he sent the image to Ryan Dawson. So he knew it was a debate. Now, the fact that Halsey might have said that, "Oh, I'm chill and whatever," no, it doesn't matter. This was a debate. It was not an interview. It was not anything about, "Oh, we're going to be nice to each other," or whatever. One second, let me just pull that back up. It says right here, debate the 5 dancing Israelis. And this should be a very spirited discussion. I don't think that Ryan should be very, shy about knowing that this was not going to be a friendly discussion. Now, maybe he expected a different sort of atmosphere, but let's look over here. This is almost 15 minutes into his response video, and see this new piece of evidence that he seems to dig up.
Building around in the parking lot, and so they got it for that full minute to 2 minutes or whatever as they're going through. Who knows? But that was sent to Quantico. So the CIA was interested in knowing about these vans and these vans before the first plane hits.
So he's taking here a piece from this page over here concerning some surveillance video that was sent to Quantico. Now, let's rewind, and I'll tell you why, first of all, what he says about Quantico is plainly retarded.
2001, 829, approximately to 831. It should be noted that a blank was utilized to obtain the video. So they want to know about these enhanced video images of white vans requested and marked and closed on color photographs, alright? So they probably got these either from surveillance video or even satellite, who knows. And they're asking, but the time is well before the first plane hits. You got from 8:29 to 8:31. So that could have been when it was driving in front of the building around to the parking lot. And so they got it for that full minute to 2 minutes or whatever as they're going through. Who knows? But that was sent to Quantico. So the CIA was interested in knowing about these vans and these vans before the first plane hits. And here's some more.
So let's meditate on that point. The page that he's talking about is page 65 of part 5 of the FBI reports. These are the same reports that everyone's using in order to discuss this amazing saga of 5 people arrested on 9/11 who were released 2 weeks later by the FBI to the INS and then deported. By the way, those of you that are Zoomers, the INS, okay, I know some of you don't know that some things happened before the year 2000. INS is what came before ICE. So this document says, okay, this is from a memo, sets forth lead for engineering research facility, Quantico, Virginia. And they send this envelope with film, 12 color photographs, and original surveillance tape. Where was the surveillance tape for? It says inconsistencies. Let me make this larger so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Inconsistencies in the subject's statements prompted FBI Newark to obtain surveillance tape from an Exxon gas station located near the subject's business in an attempt to identify the van the subjects were riding in at the time of the first explosion at the World Trade Center. Identifying the van in surveillance video to be identical to the subject's van may provide insight into the exact whereabouts of the subjects during the crucial initial minutes of the World Trade Center bombing. What does Ryan Dawson say about that? Let's rewind.
Surveillance video or even satellite, who knows?
So he glosses over the fact that it says right here, FBI Newark to obtain surveillance tape from an Exxon gas station. So he doesn't even read the paragraph before the one that mentions Quantico. Now, let's talk about some of the other stuff that he says.
And they're asking, but the time is well before the first plane hits. You got from 8:29 to 8:31. So that could have been when it was driving in front of the building around to the parking lot. And so they got it for that full minute to 2 minutes or whatever as they're going through. Who knows? But that was sent to Quantico.
So before we get to Quantico, I keep harping on the word Quantico, but he says that they're pulling into the parking lot of the Newark Towers. He thinks that this is confirmation that they were there prior to the collision of American Airlines Flight 77 with the North Tower of the World Trade Center of the 9/11 attacks. Now, as we are seeing right here, he is plainly misrepresenting what tape we're talking about. It is a gas station tape. The other thing that he says is that the CIA is involved.
You got from 8:29 to 8:31. So that could have been when it was driving in front of the building around to the parking lot. And so they got it for that full minute to 2 minutes or whatever as they're going through. Who knows? But that was sent to Quantico. So the CIA was interested in knowing about these vans and these vans before.
All right, so Ryan is trying to say that Quantico is the CIA. If you are not with your head up your ass about the intelligence agencies, you know that the CIA is not located in Quantico. It is located in Langley. It's located in Langley, Virginia. It's located in Langley, not Quantico, you dumb fuck. It says right here, Langley, Virginia. See? Langley, Virginia, not Quantico. So he's conflating Quantico, which is the FBI Academy, where the FBI film lab is, and that's exactly where he's starting to go off the rails. He doesn't realize that the evidence is right there. Right before the word Quantico is F.A.V.I.A.U. He never goes and tries to do the minimum effort to find out what F.A.V.I.A.U. means. And if he did, he would figure out that it is the Forensic Audio, Video, and Image Analysis Unit of the FBI. Okay? That's what it is. You can actually look it up. That's the only thing that acronym even stands for. And this is right here. It says forensic examiners within FBI's Forensic Audio, Video, and Image Analysis Unit, FAVIAU, perform forensic examinations such as human identification from image and video, including facial comparison, ear comparisons, hand comparison, and height determination. So this is concerning biometric issues. In this case, it was a vehicle identification. So Ryan Dawson is purporting to be this guy who can tie together all of the big details. And he says this even in the video. He tries to say that it's the big picture. I tie it together. and everything. Another thing that he starts to harp on is this witness testimony, or actually the suspect account of his whereabouts.
The first plane hits. And here's some more. This one states, film, first of all, they're there between 8:30 and 9, they're guessing at this point. But it says they're at urban moving systems before 9 a.m. Well, if you leave at 8:55, you can get there at 9 a.m. because it's about 5 minutes away if you're speeding and there are no cars, which there weren't. So, that's possible. But they're seen there at Newark. So, film obtained from the 35mm camera of one of the detainees was later developed and processed by the FBI Newark Division. The photos depict blah, 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 and blah, located at the observation point, later determined to be the parking lot adjacent to Newark Towers, apartments located at 100 Manhattan Ave.
So notice it says right here, it says, nearby parking lot to observe the World Trade Center and take photographs. Name redacted and name redacted number 2 were at the parking lot for approximately 10 minutes, sometime between 8:30 and 9 a.m., but returned to urban moving systems before 9 a.m. What Ryan is trying to do is claim that, well, this is what the FBI is saying. Well, he knows this isn't true. I think in this case he might actually be lying. And what happens is that this is the full text of the page that he's reading. Okay, and if he thinks that this is what the FBI is saying, it actually doesn't help his case. It actually hurts it. But I'm going to clarify this because all he's doing is creating more confusion. So, name redacted, who is a suspect, stated to one of the police officers after his arrest that the initial explosion occurred while he and the others were on the West Side Highway, Route 9A in New York City, traveling northbound toward the entrance of the Lincoln Tunnel. Name redacted later informed FBI Newark that he had arrived at work around 8:20 a.m. and only learned of the crash into the World Trade Center from a coworker. Name redacted and named redacted number 2 got into a company van, the one they had used to travel from their residences in, I think it should be Brooklyn, New York, to Weehawken, New Jersey, and travel to a nearby parking lot to observe the World Trade Center and take photographs. Name redacted 1 and named redacted 2 were at the parking lot for approximately 10 minutes, sometime between 8:30 and 9 a.m., but returned to urban moving systems before 9 a.m. So this account, remember, this is something that the suspect was telling the interrogator, and they were trying to build their own timeline. So they were trying to claim, well, we were there for about 10 minutes and then we got back to work by 9 a.m. It's not like Ryan is saying that they left and got to the parking lot at 9 a.m. So this is actually somewhat hurting the case, depending on how you look at it, because if they were so conscious of what was going on, they would have been at the place at 8:45 at least in order to see the first plane hit the North Tower. That would be at 8:46. And then the second plane would hit at, I believe it was 9:04, hitting the South Tower coming from the south. So what Ryan Dawson is doing here is he's just throwing a lot of confusion on it. And the only thing that I can say is that this guy just can't let well enough alone. He doesn't really understand that you can't just read parts of the text that fit your own concept of what's going on and then ignore everything and not even look things up. So I think that's about it. I'll try to edit this down, make it a little more presentable, and I'd like you to like, share, and subscribe. Also subscribe to me on BitChute and on Subscribestar if you want to donate. Also Minds.com. All of those are at Chef Leopard, and you can also find me at Starscream85 on Gab, and I'll speak to you later.